Yo, what is up, my mans, women's attack helicopters, and broken ankles? Welcome back to another video. So this is a video style I haven't done in a while, but I thought I'd do it again. So as you see in the title, I absolutely kerfunkled my toe. Now, this is the first time in ages that this has ever happened. Well, actually no, it's the first time it's ever happened. I've never ever broken a bone. However, I thought it would be absolutely fascinating to do a commentary and kind of voice over an old video that I made and kind of just see how it goes. So hope y'all enjoy, and let's get to it. So yeah, it was a dark and stormy night. No, I'm just playing. Basically, so this happened, like, by the way, real quick, this texture pack is so good. Oh my gosh, I want to use it so bad nowadays. An old friend of mine made it, Royal Mega. I don't know how to contact that cat, but before I lost my memory, he made this texture pack and it's so good, dude. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, my bad. So jumping straight into it, I don't know if I mentioned it on this channel before, but my biggest goal and a huge aspiration of mine is to become the best soccer player in the world. That's genuinely my dream. That's been my dream since I was a little kid, and as of recently, it's been something I've been able to rekindle myself. I've been able to find joy in playing soccer more than anything else. Maybe if you're someone who loves cooking, you kind of get this, but whenever you cook, right, and you really enjoy cooking, you just get into it, right? You get into the seasonings that you're putting in, you get into putting the ingredients into the pan, getting the oil in there, all of that. You just get completely dissolved into it. And that's exactly how I feel towards soccer. There's very few things that have such a high ranking for me in soccer. And with my competitive nature, being able to be at a place at my university where I just show up and I'm able to join into pickup matches with people that are really good at the game too, the perfect place to develop. And so there's this one day, right? Well, this is in the beginning of February, right? February 2026, because that's the year we're in. And I show up to the pitch, right? Now, this day in particular, I was doing straight doo-doo water. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was playing for an hour and a half, and to this point, I didn't have too much contributions. My runs were good, but in the very beginning, I was playing with ball hogs. And if you've ever played soccer and you play with a ball hog, you already know that is the type of person that respectfully, you just want to throw a desk at them. And not in you wouldn't actually do it, but if it was an option and if it was possible, a desk would be thrown. I'm just being honest with you, just keeping it a buck, right? And so this happened for the majority of this session, and it was irritating, but towards the end, I was able to kind of start manipulating the match, and I was able to start actually doing some good stuff, right? So the score right now is 4-4, right? I've been playing for an hour and 13 minutes at this point, running up and down this small indoor pitch. But for me, I'm like, yo, I'm just, this is training, right? This is training. At the world stage, I'm not just going to be standing there watching around. Of course you have times where it's good to do that, but I'm not just going to be standing on the side, not actually, doing anything, right? I'm going to be engaged because that's the type of player I am. I'm very aggressive with it, and I enjoy running and scoring and dribbling and finding opportunities that other people don't on the field, right? Anyhow, score is 4-4. This is life or death. The ball is coming towards the goalie, rolling and bouncing on the ground, and it's right towards the goalie's foot. What is my best strategy here, right? The ball is going towards the goalie, towards its foot, and I'm thinking, what is my best strategy in this position? What is the best thing I could do? So I imagine that in the position that the goalie's at and where the ball is, he's definitely going to try and clear it and send it upfield, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if I use my foot kind of like a wall and use it to deflect the ball, I'll be able to deflect it straight into the back of the net, right? Now keep in mind, the score is still 4-4, and I'm playing for an hour and 30 minutes. Now, in retrospect, I did score 2 goals, and I was able to help contribute to some of the plays. I was being good offensively. However, I wanted more, right? I wanted to be the reason why we won. I wanted to win off of my own goal. Because for me, I want to play at that world stage level one day, right? That's my, I want to be there. And if I can't turn 0-1 on this field, then how am I going to be able to do that on the professional field? And so my mind is racing. I'm in the flow state, and I come up with a plan, literally foolproof, right? However, what I didn't account for is the fact that the goalie could completely miss the ball and struck my foot. And so that's what happened. The goalie just struck my foot directly. It was remarkable. This man, he whipped it completely. I swear he cocked his leg back to like the Great Wall of China and struck my foot at the very tip. And remember, I'm using my foot kind of as like a wall to block it and kind of like repel the ball to bounce it off of my foot into the net. And so after the goalie bestowed upon me his impact frames on the tip of my foot, I fell to the ground. Now, I hate flopping. I genuinely do. I hate flopping. I hate laying down acting like if it hurt so much more than it did. Because, like, while yes, it might hurt and you could draw a foul and it's tactical, I think it's kind of lame. I think it's kind of tacky. And on top of that, I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to just spectate and watch and say, oh man, oh the misery. No, I'm trying to get back up. As I said, this is life or death. I'm trying to win. However, like, this was genuinely one of those times that I could not stand back up. So it's like, dang, wow, this hurts, right? And so his foot, like, it connected with the top of mine, basically went through it. Like, if you play soccer, you hear a lot that whenever you have the ball, you have to drive your foot through it. You don't just hit the ball and stop the momentum. You drive your foot through it so that the power goes through the ball and it sends it, right? Sends it with accuracy and all that. So his foot does that with my foot. And this hurts, right? However, after his foot connects with mine and it goes through, it ends up hitting the ball and the ball goes upfield in this little mini arena. Now, I'm on the ground. I'm on some like anime stuff. I don't know like a name of an anime off the top of my head to like describe it. But you know that scene where the anime character, they're fighting, then they get thrown down on the ground. Like, okay, there's this one thing in Dragon Ball Z. I remember because there was this kid in my high school and we were doing this assignment and he wanted me to draw the character. Basically, he's Dragon Ball Z. He's like in a crater in the floor. He's like one arm's up, the other's on the ground. He's kind of like wiggling, laying down on the ground. It's kind of awkward position, right? But that's kind of like how I'm in. But I start standing up, right? I'm standing up because I see the balls coming back up the field. My teammate cleared it from our defense and it's coming back straight to where I'm at. And so I have an instantaneous flashback to seeing this clip where Kobe, he's talking about how like he injured a muscle in his right arm or something. His shot would have been completely off, but he's like, yo, all right, if I can't use my right arm, I gotta use my left. I have the left for a reason, so gotta do something. And so I think the same thing. I'm like, yo, the ball is coming. I can't use my right foot right now because I'm limping as it is to stand up. And I can tell that this hurts a lot more than it should. So let me catch the ball with my left foot and let me just launch a shot in with my left foot, right? I did all of this. I stood back up for a reason. I'm not just gonna stand by and say, oh shoot, that's rough, you know, the ball is here. Oh, I hurt too much. No, I'm trying to score. I'm trying to win. And so I catch the foot with my left foot. Impeccable, immaculate, lavalicious, whatever good attribute you could use, descriptive word, adjective to use, that's how you could describe this touch, right? It was really good, controlled and everything. What I wasn't expecting was for the Colossal Titan himself to stomp on my foot. I'm not calling the goalie the Colossal Titan. However, the goalie just absolutely, like, it's like a Rasengan on my foot. Colossal Titan smash on my foot. I haven't even watched Naruto, but I know that if there were to be impact frames on this, there were impact frames when he first kicked my foot, and there's impact frames now when he stomped on my foot. And so now I'm on the ground. I'm like, dog. And like, to really just rub some salt in the wound. Not in the womb, because I think that's where... No, I think it's salt in the wound. Because womb is where the kids come from. So it's the wound. To rub salt in the wound, right? After he stomped on my foot, he cleared the ball. And then one of his teammates went and scored. And here I am just looking on the ground. I'm looking like Nico from Blue Lock whenever Isagi scored on him. I'm looking like Isagi whenever Rin caught the ball and sent it into the net. I'm looking like that. I'm like, yo, I did all of this just for it to result in a goal. Hello? And so I'm like, yo, all right, I gotta go to the car. My mom's about to be like pissed at me because I should have been at the car like 10 minutes ago, but I decided to keep pushing, so I should go back. So I go over to the car, but I realized that this is hurting a little bit more than it should. And when I say a little bit more, I mean is hurting a lot, right? So a few days later, we go to the emergency room and they're like, yeah, man, you sprained your toe, you know. You just gotta be careful, be a little bit more careful. In a week or 2 weeks, it should heal. They took some x-rays, they're like, yeah, you should be fine, just be a little bit careful. I'm like, alright, you know, 2 weeks, that's not too bad, you know, that's doable, right? So some exams come, I don't play any soccer, I don't do any training, I just kind of like sit through it, work on all my assignments, and I'm not gonna lie, the level of schoolwork I was doing and I am doing was just putting me in a terrible mood, man. Like every single day was not happy, barely smiling. I don't really talk to many people anymore as it is because I just don't have time because I have to study. And so 2 weeks finally finishes. I'm trying to do that one like Asian stretch where you sit down on the toes or like the tips of your toes, but I see that my foot's still inflamed and I'm still in pain, and I'm like, yo, what's going on, right? Like, yo, body, come on, get with the program, come on, chop, let's go. We got things to do, we got an agenda. And so as I'm trying to work on my discipline, trying to work on my improvement and everything, trying to maximize this time of no soccer to really just hone in on my personal development, personal discipline, and just push myself, I'm like, all right, some time's passed, it's super difficult, I'm not even smiling anymore. Let me start introducing soccer a little bit. So in the mornings from 6 to 7, unironically, I'll start training, right? I'll run some laps around the indoor pitch, nobody else is there, and I'll practice some drills, in-game scenarios, imagining the game like if it's live in front of me, replaying scenes that happened inside the match, previous matches in my mind, correcting my own movements, correcting my adjustments, just really good sessions. And I started doing this regardless of if I feel like it in the morning, and generally it's probably the most happy I felt at that campus since I had the injury, right? Since I first got like this supposed sprained toe, as the emergency room people said. Like I'm smiling again. In the morning, I'm having fun, I'm happy, I'm smiling ear to ear, and my day is just like glowing again. Granted, things are happening throughout the day, it's not fantastic. Like lab happens, alright, like that's an entirely different story, but if you know, you know, right? So I'm like, alright, my toe's not doing great, but hey, it's getting better, it doesn't hurt as much, right? So yesterday comes along, it's 4/9, so April the 9th, and I'm training at like the rec center in the afternoon, right? I go there because typically before IM start, which is like the intramural league at the school, basically you could just go there and you could play, and I know that the time that starts is at 6 in the afternoon, and once that starts I can't really play. And so I go there, I'm practicing a little bit because they were just finishing up, and a guy comes up to me, he's like, hey man, would you like to join? I'm like, yes, let's go. And so I play this match, right? I play this match, and for the first time playing an active match with other players, I did pretty good, right? Now before they had me start on as a sub, and so I didn't get to start playing initially, but by the time I went on, we were already down by 2 goals. I literally have no team chemistry with these guys because I literally just met them right as I came in, like right as they came in. So it's not like anything's been established yet. And so I'm seeing this and I'm already like, I'm locked in the zone. At first, before I went in, I was a little bit anxious, but I'm seeing the score. I'm like, yo, okay, I'm not gonna let us lose on this first time of me coming back. I'm gonna do everything I can to win, right? I'm not rusty mentally, physically I'm not in the best condition, but I'm not just gonna take this loss, right? And so I hop on the field and I'm pushing, right? I'm pushing, my legs giving out on me, but I'm pushing. Now from the moment I came onto the field, I'm not even like egotistical way, the entire mood of this match switched. I dug my toes straight into the ground for a nice hard sprint so I could get a good like play onto the opposition, because they didn't see me play yet. And I was able to get past them. I made a shot on goal, but I slightly missed. A second chance came up that I was able to kind of like orchestrate, put together, and I was super close, but once again I missed. The accuracy just wasn't there. I was able to then set up an assist to a teammate, and I was able to set up another assist to another teammate, and finally I was able to score off a volley. So it was fantastic. I was like, yes, this is great. It's not a fantastic playing for me, right? But for not playing for a month with teammates, and to be fair, I did miss my 2 shots, and if I did make those, we probably would have won because altogether we lost 7-3. But, you know, at the end of the night, I was like, you know, I'm proud of how I performed. Next time I show up, I'm going to do even better. However, today is the 10th of April, and I wasn't aware that next time would not be happening for another month. You see, I went to the doctor earlier today because of the fact that my toe hurts and everything. Scheduled it a few weeks ago, and I wanted to see what happened, right? So Dr. Guy comes in, he's like, hey, yeah, so we looked at the x-ray, took a new x-ray he did when we got there. He looks at the x-ray, he's like, yeah, so you know that situation where the opposition goalkeeper struck your foot, and they thought you sprained it, all the impact and everything. What happened was, from that impact, the tendon in my toe split the bone in half. And so I was just like, yo, what? And so he goes, yeah, man, so what we're gonna need you to do is you're gonna need to put on this boot for the next month. And so what that means, unfortunately, is I'm not gonna be able to play soccer for another month. However, I don't want to look at it negatively, and I don't want to be a negative Nancy and be all sad about it. Because for one, right, I was able to play soccer again. And I know that this isn't the, end to my journey, right? I'm still going to be pushing for my dream. I'm still going to be pushing for it to happen. So it's not like that's game over. But also, I know that I started some momentum with myself. I was able to start getting some progress in. I was able to make myself proud with it. I was being consistent. I was able to be happy again. So I'm not just going to let this injury kind of be the end all, be all gloomy. No, I started establishing my discipline again, and I'm not going to let that be for naught. And so that's basically it. I got to deal with this now for the next month. I can't really promise more uploads. I'm trying, but exams are coming up, man. I'm in organic chemistry. Anyhow, hope you have a good rest of your day. If you watched to here, you are awesome, and you deserve a cheesecake, bro. Seriously, you deserve a nice cheesecake. Anyhow, hope y'all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.